Good morning.
Anyone else 16?
It's good to see each of you here this morning. It's good to have Lamar and Sherry Mathis with us and their son Benjamin. And I don't see any other visitors right now. Hopefully we'll have some more. But it's good to have you all. You can tell from Eddie's announcements there's a whole lot going on here. A body in motion stays in motion, or a rolling stone gathers no moss, whatever you want to say. But we want to be busy. We want to grow. We want to do what God would have us do. We've taken on a lot of new things lately. Sarinka John sends his love to everyone. His wife's doing better. They had to take his brother to Tanzania because the doctors in Kenya are on strike. And we live in a messed up country, but it could be worse. I read a thing the other day. A guy was aggravated because his mom always had a positive comeback to everything he had to say. And so he decided he'd get her, and he said, "Mom," he said, "Satan's carrying me to hell." And she said, "Well, at least you don't have to carry him." I do believe that it pays to be positive. And your attitude determines your altitude. And I can think all other kinds of things to say that are along that line. But I'm excited about where we are and where we're headed. I think next Sunday night is our service. We're going to pray for the country. And I think everyone will appreciate what we've put together there. And it'll be a meaningful service. And if ever there were prayers needed, it's for our country and our leaders. I wanted to say something, too, about going down to 107. They're really excited about us coming. And he's under a whole lot of pressure because of the move that he's made to do what's right. And so I hope all of us make plans to attend there that evening and support them. And they've asked us to provide the lesson in the sing song leader, and Robbie's going to do that. So Chris is speaking, and I'm really looking forward to it. The preacher there, Robert Taylor, is one of the most impressive people I've met in a long time, and his heart and the honesty that flows out of the man is just mind-blowing. And that's how all this happened to begin with, is his heart. So let's all plan to do that. It's not far unless you live in Shady Valley. And, or Lebanon, yeah. But it'll be a nice trip. It's pretty down in Chuckey. And if you've ever been to Fender's Maze, it's 5 miles below there, is my understanding. Go to Jonesboro, turn left, cross the river, and turn right. Yeah. Yeah, unless you stand and talk. I think when Chris and Beth went, they left about 10:30 or 11. So it'll be dark if you do that. We are studying Acts chapter 15, and we're on number 7. Of course, the situation in Acts 15, just to catch everybody up to speed, Paul and Barnabas have finished their first missionary journey. And they've come back to Antioch, and at Antioch are some Judaizing teachers. And those are teachers who are trying to force the Mosaical law, the tenets of the law, onto the Gentiles. And it wasn't just circumcision, but circumcision was a major contention. And, of course, Paul was inspired. Barnabas had obviously spiritual gifts because he had had hands laid on him. And they spoke by inspiration, but because of Paul's late coming to apostleship, he hadn't actually walked with Jesus the 3 years that he ministered. The Judaizing teachers were able to cast enough doubt on what Paul had to say to where he went back to Jerusalem to bring back word from the apostles to verify that what he said was true. What he said was true. There's no question about that. But when you've got something going on within your midst that rips and tears and causes doubt, people are quick to run with the doubt. And so he goes back to Jerusalem to bring back word from the apostles and elders at the church there. And so that's what's gone on in the first part of the chapter as we've talked. In number 7, Peter has stood and spoke, and he explained his taking of the gospel to the Gentiles. And after he did that, the people who were causing contention finally shut their mouth and listened. And then Paul and Barnabas were able to stand up and speak and explain what all had been going on in their journey. And so they've sat down now, and so in number 7, James is speaking. And the question is, what were the Gentiles told to avoid? And blood. And we started this one last week. We just didn't finish it. But, of course, the Jews had been through idolatry, and they had become completely unfaithful to God and spent time in slavery as a result of that. And the association with the things that go along with idolatry, they're told here to avoid. What situation existed in the world that Paul and Barnabas preached in that would allow them to come in contact with the pollutions of idols? Can you think of a specific? It's dealt with in Romans 14. Yes.